They say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet, gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen, in Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now. Hello and welcome to the Farmer's Kitchen. Good morning, Mrs. Farmer.
Good morning, Mr. Farmer.
That doesn't happen very often, does it? Mostly we're cooking in the evening.
Right.
The last meal of the day. Today, I'm getting ready to go out into the woods to hopefully bring in some truly organic meat.
That's right.
From the woods.
So we get breakfast, because you got up early.
So we get breakfast. Mrs. Farmer loves breakfast.
I do love breakfast.
What about Mr. Farmer?
You love it when I make it.
When she makes it.
Yeah, that's right. I usually don't eat breakfast.
A lot of times we don't eat breakfast. Yeah. We took a gander around our kitchen to see what we had and what's out in the field. In the spring, there's a tree that blooms that heaven must smell like.
Yeah.
I can't even describe the blooms and the smell that you get from this bloom. And then we get a little fruit on it over the last couple years. Sometimes it blooms, sometimes it doesn't. And they're wild plums. Here's the tree, and here's Nicki actively picking some wild plums off this beautiful little tree that's in the middle of the field. And the reason we have plums is because Mojo kept the critters out.
He protects it, that's right.
Just like Boo protects the parrot.
He deserves a nice bone.
So, we have plums, we have tomatoes. Kelly had a bunch of tomatoes this year and she shared some with us. And we have eggs from our buddy Mac.
That's right.
So what can we do this morning, Mrs. Farmer? What would you like? What do you like? And if I was to say, Nicki, where do you want to eat right now? Just get something quick. What would you say?
I like Mexican food. I do. I love it.
Every day.
Shells.
All the time.
Burrito shells and cheese and burger.
So I said, Miss Nicki, we don't have any tortilla shells. And I went back into my brain, that tiny little thing right up in here. And I said, we've done this before. And so look what we have right here. They're not perfectly round.
They taste so much better fresh.
We didn't use a press.
Right.
But you can make tortillas easily
Yes.
in your own home. So this morning, we're gonna have our tomato pie just to set around and have when we want it. This is our friend Sharon's recipe. We're changing it just a bit. We've got our plums. I love the tartness of those plums, and I love it when you bake any sort of recipe. Tell us what you're doing here.
Well, I guess I'm kind of making it for you like a tart. What I'm doing is using my dough that I always make with my lard, and I'm going to cut out and make them in like little muffin tins.
Yeah.
Put that in. I'll show you what I'm going to put in with it, sugar and stuff, and we're going to have like little baby pies. How about
You
that?
made some of this the other day.
You ate them all.
I love the tartness. It's almost like a tart cherry.
Yeah, it is.
And the flavor that had, you had just enough sugar
Added to it.
so you had some sugar, but you still got the tart.
You like that.
This is special. Now, if you don't have wild plums, a lot of people aren't, you can use regular plums, and it'll probably be easier because these little guys are small and they're kind of hard to pit, aren't they?
Yeah. And actually, these are very tart, so I think you'd almost need like a tart, some kind of tart, cherry or something, because you don't want the sweet, because then you wouldn't need any sugar. Because we're putting a pinch of sugar on these.
You're right, tart cherries
Yes.
that you can buy in the store anyway.
Yeah.
That would be delicious.
Let's make a nice big pie too, wouldn't it?
Ooh. So we got to cook. We got to think timing. So we got to cook our tomato pie and our tarts probably about the same time,
Right.
and then we'll start on our breakfast.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
So this is all we have left of these. And I need 2 cups pitted, so I got it mostly ready because it's, instead of getting all dirty this morning, I need a few more of these.
Oh, we might mention too, Nicki, that the other day you made plum sauce.
Oh, I did, that's right.
Ooh, we might give them that recipe too.
And I'm just gonna get a couple more of these in here. And I've let them sit a few days, it makes it easier. At first I was really digging, so I've let them kind of sit, and I'm just popping the seeds out, which you've had me save because you want to plant a bunch of trees, you said.
Those are so good just to pull out and eat. They're tart, but they're sweet. Oh,
And I got about 2 cups here.
Beautiful, wonderful.
So I'm glad I did these earlier because she's just a little time consuming. I'm gonna go wash my hands so I can mess with what's next. All right, I've got 2 cups because this is gonna make about 6 of our little tarts. I mean, you could double it. I have got a 1/4 cup of sugar.
So you're saying 4 for me and 2 for you?
Exactly, or maybe 5 for you and 1 for me.
So that was only a 1/4 cup of sugar.
Yeah, I'm going a little, because you liked it tart. You
I
could
like
go
the
more.
tart. Is that the way you did it the other day?
Yeah, that's the way I did it. I have 2 teaspoons. I squeezed some lemon juice. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of flour.
Just to thicken it up, all-purpose flour.
Yeah, it's almost like we're doing a little pie. And then just a hit or 2 of cinnamon, whatever you like.
And remember, if you don't have wild plums, which a lot of you probably won't have that, the tart cherries I think would work beautifully.
Oh,
with this.
yeah.
Or regular plums.
And I'm just going to stir this up and let it sit for a little bit while we make our dough, which I've already actually made. As I'm doing my normal dough where I take lard and flour and sugar and salt. And I got it made and already sitting aside for us.
Yum. You know what? We got all kinds of dough today, which I like, and I know you like.
I love dough. And so I pre-made this because we're making, and then we've made it before. And this looks like a little bit, but I took actually 1.5 cups of flour, a tablespoon of lard, mix it in there, and I just threw in maybe half a teaspoon of salt and about a tablespoon of sugar. And some water.
And you can use whatever you want. You don't have to use lard. You can use anything that
you like.
suits your heart, and make sure that your doctor
Is okay with it.
is okay with whatever you do.
And I'm gonna see how many I get out of this. I'm hoping to get about 6, but I don't know for sure. And I'm actually gonna use this to cut my little, it makes the perfect size for the muffins.
I'm telling you what, this is one of my favorite things that I've had in a while. Of course, everything you do is magic when it comes to baking and
Oh, thank you.
cooking.
You know, we actually did this the other day and we put some of that pear mincemeat in these too.
Oh, you know, winter's right around the corner, so we got to prepare for hibernation.
That's right. So this is good.
So a lot of carbs. Got to get there. We just went through the cabbage soup. We lost a few lbs. Now it's time to put them back on.
You gotta have a little meat on your bones when you're RH.
That's exactly
right.
right.
I'm gonna cut a couple of these out. And I like these because it kind of gives me the exact size that I need.
You know, and I think when you're done, if you'll do that little drizzle that you do, that like the confectioner sugar and water drizzle, oh,
That would be
my.
good.
Because of the tart, that little bit of sweet on top.
And to me, these make the perfect little size. See how they just pop in there?
I'm glad you're only making 6, because you know what happened if you made 12?
You could eat them all.
I would eat every one of them.
That's right. See all those push in there perfect? That makes me so happy. That's the perfect cutter.
That is perfect.
Perfect cutter for little muffin pies.
You got to take what you got and use it.
That's right.
So
Now-
you didn't put a top on those, did you?
Not yet. We're gonna put a crumble on top.
Crumble. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
I'm
trying to
gonna make a
remember
little
what you did.
crumble. So I'm just gonna fill these up.
You made 4 the other day, I
Yes.
think, and I ate
Yes.
3 of them.
You did. I only got to try one. Let me get rid of all this mess and we'll make a really easy crumble to put on the top and we'll get those cooking. Sound good?
I hate to say this, it seems repetitive, but yum, Papa. So, the crumble.
All right, and you could put a little pie crust on top, but I tried something different this time. I've got 2 tablespoons of butter in here, 1/8 of sugar, 1/8 of flour. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of cinnamon in here, put a little bit of nutmeg. And just kind of crumble it on the top and just gonna make that little top like I had the other day. You seem to like
Oh,
that
that's
top.
good. You know, with that topping that you did, if you do your confectioner sugar wet drizzle on top of there,
Oh, that'd be good.
ooh, that's decadent.
See, I got little clumps here, kinda. I'm just gonna put a little bit on each one. Now this is just, you know, you think about it, butter, flour, and sugar. The butter's gonna bring it all together and it's gonna make little tops.
Yeah. And just to think, they started out as little plums up on the hill,
That's right.
no plan for the day, and you made their day.
And that's it. And
You
I'm a
turned
mess.
them into stars.
You wanna open the oven for me and I'll try not to get dirty and get these in here.
350 degrees for how long?
We're gonna check them in 30 minutes. But I think 30 to 45, we'll make a decision on how it turns out.
Wonderful. What you're going to do is take a 9-inch pie. You made a homemade crust.
Of course, and I already got it all pretty in here.
Beautiful. It's going to go in the oven for 10 minutes at 350. All right, you need 2-3 large tomatoes, and we're going to take these and we're going to slice them. We have some Romas here that Kelly grew. We're going to take those tomatoes, we're going to slice them about a 1/4 inch thick, and we're going to pat them dry. I think the Romas, as far as bite size, and they don't have a whole lot of liquid.
Yeah.
I think they really are going to do nicely for this recipe.
And they stay together. They don't fall apart and break. And
Yeah, so let's go all Romas on this. We're gonna take about a cup of onion, or about a medium-sized sweet onion. Make sure it's a sweet onion. And we're gonna chop that up, or again, you can cut it into thin rings. Now, she cut these nice and thin, and then we're gonna cut them in half, because as you pick that up, you don't want a great big round piece to go with you. This will pick up better with the cheese. Those onions are getting
They're
you.
getting me, aren't they? Can we get the pie
Let's
shell?
do that. And Nicki went outside and picked some beautiful basil right out behind the house. And we're gonna use about 1/4 cup of that. Now during this recipe, if you choose to put just a little salt and pepper in there, you can do that. And let's get this thing started.
All right.
1 cup of mayonnaise, or you can sub for Greek yogurt if you would like to do that. We're gonna take half of our seasoning we're gonna put in here, and that's just Italian seasoning. We're gonna also put a little bit of Greek seasoning in here,
Yummy. It smells really good.
just for flavor. And the Greek seasoning, I have probably got a teaspoon out here. I'm gonna go light on that. And of course, that's 2 tablespoons. We're gonna split this in half because we're gonna put some of it on the tomatoes and onions as well. And I'm gonna put a little salt and pepper in here. Not a lot. Then we have a cup of mozzarella cheese, 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese.
Ooh, I could just eat this.
You know what though? Before we get this started anymore, we'll keep the oven going, but we pull those tarts out.
And it's been what, 40 minutes?
It's been about 40 minutes. Oh, I wish you could smell this kitchen.
One of them grew really big. Alrighty.
So here we are at the fun stage. Let's put a layer of tomatoes in here.
It's kind of fun.
You know, we love having friends over, and sometimes they'll say, can we bring a dish? And we'll say, yes, please. And they bring something amazing. And that's what Sharon did the other night.
She's a great cook.
And Jim's a good cook too. Now we're gonna take our beautiful, wonderful sweet onions. We slice these thin.
Just kind of lay them all
Just
around.
gonna lay these around. Oh, are
Yum.
you kidding me? I wish you could smell our kitchen. This smells so fresh with this basil, and I want the bigger pieces of basil here.
I like that too. It's very nice.
Would you look at how beautiful that is?
That is beautiful.
So over top of this, is that about half, you think?
I'd say.
Over top of this, I'm gonna take our remaining seasoning. I'm gonna put in here. Are you kidding me?
Yum.
Now let's repeat.
Same thing?
This is beautiful. The
Yes, it is
smells are outstanding.
It's like a little flower.
Look at this beautiful, beautiful. The reason we want our onions thin, because this is not gonna cook very long. This is only cooked for a half hour. So we wanna make sure that our onions get cooked. And the topping is the cheese, the ooey gooey, yummy, yummy cheese. And if Sam was here, I bet he would say,
Yum, Papa. Yeah, we need Sam on again. Sam needs to come see us. Wow.
so 1 more layer of seasoning.
All right. And then this is your top. All right.
That's your upper crust. It's a cheese crust. Now again, if you want salt and pepper, you can do a little salt and pepper as you go along. It's up to you. The possibilities are limitless.
Me to go ahead?
Yes, please.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and that's gonna ooey gooey on down in there, and it's gonna be our topping. Just nothing but cheese.
That's wonderful, isn't it?
Now this is a variation on a tomato pie. If it's not the way your mother or grandmother made it, don't curse us. Don't say mean things. Now look at that. Is that not beautiful?
That is beautiful.
Look at that.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Ready?
Yes.
You get the oven for me? And this goes 30 minutes?
Yep.
30 minutes.
I just put a steak on the grill
Yummy.
for our choices that we have here available in a moment. But Mrs. Farmer, if you will, take me some peppers and onions,
All right. How many would you?
plop in here. Now just say, for instance, you had a bunch of people over that have spent the night. They're camping. Or they're just hanging out. It's a family reunion. Or Nicki has some finger painting classes.
That's right. Has all my friends over to
All your
finger
friends over to finger
Yeah.
paint. Whatever it may be, you get up in the morning, everybody's hungry. They need something instantly. But everybody's different. Everybody has their own tastes. Some
Right.
people like this, some people like that. So if you did your own breakfast burrito buffet,
Yeah, I like that.
triple B.
I like that.
if you did that, say you got some peppers and onions sauteed here, you have some cheeses, you have jalapeno peppers, you have salsa, you have bean dip, you have sour cream, you got sausage, you got steak for your protein. How could you go wrong?
That's right.
I don't think you could. I'm interested to see how you're gonna fix yours.
Yeah.
I bet you don't put jalapenos on it.
I bet I don't.
Even though they're mild, no jalapenos.
I think I like the steak too. You like the sausage.
The smells that are coming from this kitchen are outstanding.
I'm starving.
Now, if you will, let's pop that pie out. Oh. I want you to look at that beautiful tomato pie just sitting there looking right back
It's
at
too
us.
pretty to cut. I like it.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is beautiful.
That cheese makes the perfect topping.
Yes, it does.
Ooey gooey goodness. And now
You made it pretty too. You decorated. I
we
like it.
purdied it up. So we're at the point now where we can take this, set it aside,
I put it in here.
and we'll put that in there. Right after the peppers and onions out, I'm gonna put my sausage in there. And Nikki, if you would like, you can start our quick and easy tortilla shell recipe.
I will. And what I have 2 cups of flour.
All right?
I have in here a half a teaspoon of salt.
That's just all-purpose flour.
It's
correct?
all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
Gotcha.
That's our main mix. Tablespoon of lard.
Okay. We like to put that in pastries.
Yes, we do. And actually, I'm going to use my
Cutter.
little cutter here to get it all mixed.
It's a busy kitchen. It's a colorful kitchen. And we have so many wonderful smells in here.
And we haven't eaten a thing. I'm hungry.
So our breakfast turned out to be a lunch.
Yes, it did. I have my lard in here now, mixed into my flour, and all I have left to do is my 3/4 cup of water.
All right.
So I'm going to just go ahead and add that in. See how simple that was? And here's our dough. And this mixture, this should make about 8.
All right, I'm whipping some eggs up over here.
You start making some shells for you?
Yeah.
All right, you can make these as big as you want. Now there's machines that make these perfect, so mine won't be absolutely perfect, but I'll try to get you a good circle.
Yeah, they make presses. You can find them anywhere. But we're not that fancy. A little salt, a little pepper, if you like that sort of thing. All right, here we go. Now, minute on each side. If you cook them much longer than that, they're not going to be pliable. And you want to be able to roll them up and put all your goodies in there. Look at that. Now, the edges aren't perfect, but the taste and the consistency and everything else is. Now, remember, about a minute on each side.
Now you can buy a special press that makes them perfect.
Yeah.
But we just did it ourselves.
That looks really
nice.
good.
That looks nice.
Look what we have. Look at the spread. We got our tortillas ready to roll. We got our pie cooling sufficiently, our tomato pie. All our fixings ready. Now if you drizzle those,
I will.
and oh, this is going to be fantastic.
And I'm not doing anything fancy, I'm just doing water. Sometimes you put vanilla and flavorings. All this was confectioner's sugar and just a little water to the consistency you want.
Yum.
So
So
I'm
you can
making-
make it thick or you can make it a
Yeah.
little thinner.
I'm making it kind of thinner because you like it drizzled over, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Just all over the top.
I think they're beautiful. Beautiful. So we're going to fill these up so much that they're not even going to be a breakfast burrito. They're going to be a breakfast soft taco.
That's good to
Because
me.
we're going to have a lot of ingredients.
Yes.
So pick what you want, Mrs. Farmer.
I would like steak
Okay.
and just the onions and some cheese and the peppers.
Steak. Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to make
I
it
like
more
the
like a
sound of
lunch.
that.
It's lunch, so now I want lunch.
So remember, you got 17 people over, so you got
That's
a lot of choices for them. Steak, tell me when.
That's probably good. That's good. That's a lot
Alright.
of steak. And some onions and peppers.
Onions and peppers. You're having
I'm
you're
having
Philly
lunch.
cheese.
And I want just the cheddar cheese
Cheddar cheese.
and some sour cream. That's
No
it.
eggs?
No, I don't think I want eggs. I'm beyond breakfast. You made me wait too long. I want lunch now.
No salsa?
No, I don't want salsa either.
That's it right there.
Yeah, I'm not a salsa.
No sour. Did you say sour cream?
Sour cream, a little bit of sour cream.
That's good?
Yep, that's perfect for me.
I know you like sour cream.
Yeah, wonderful. I love it.
So a few fresh tomatoes.
I would like some fresh tomatoes. Yes, that's perfect. Perfect. Yeah.
Like that?
It's like a tostada. I love it.
Mine's gonna be a little bit bigger than yours because I'm hungrier than you.
Hey,
I'm gonna take me some eggs.
so you're having breakfast still.
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna take some peppers and onions.
Yummy.
And I'm gonna take some sausage.
That's breakfast.
Because this is breakfast-y. Breakfast-ish. And I'm gonna take a little bit of salsa, and I'm gonna put a few jalapenos on there.
You like hot stuff, don't you?
And a dollop sour cream. And then, a little cheese. These are our breakfast burritos turned into lunch soft tacos.
That's right, I like it.
And it's funny, as you cook, as you go along, everything changes or melds into sometimes very happy mistakes. And this is what we did today.
Oh, wow.
And this is this weighs 1.5 pounds. How's that? That breakfast is phenomenal.
That was
Lunch
really
in your case. Was that not phenomenal?
That's delicious. I like having the homemade shells. And the steak is fresh, good steak. Delish.
Fresh peppers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try a bite of yours
That's
from the
huge.
other end in a minute. All right, I've been smelling
Delicious.
this pie.
Wow.
The tomato pie,
Wow.
there's so many flavors in there. When you have the fresh basil like that,
Yeah.
and you have the Greek seasoning, the Italian seasoning, the onions, the fresh onions, the sweet onions, all that together just comes together like some sort of an Italian,
Yeah.
Greek wonderment.
It's like a pizza and lasagna mixed or something. It's so good.
Now,
Piece of dessert.
my favorite part of the
Take a
day.
bite.
Can I take a bite?
You can. Take a bite. See what you think. That's a big bite. I need a little bite of that.
Can you make more? How many more plums do we have?
Oh, wow.
Very good. That was a long morning. We did a lot of things here. That would be good. Some people would choose to eat that tomato pie for breakfast.
Yeah.
Some people could take this and make it into lunch, breakfast, dinner, however you want to do that. Those, I might have to take to the woods with me
Those are good anytime.
when I'm in search of protein later.
That's a good idea.
Can I put that in my pocket?
You can. I put them in a bag, though.
You know what? Fascinatingly enough, our half hour has really zoomed out the window.
Yes, it is.
That being said, you're probably looking at this thinking, I wonder how they did that tomato pie. I would like the specific on that recipe. Where would you go, Mrs. Farmer, to find that recipe?
I go to timfarmerscountrykitchen.com.
I've been there and I've looked up things because I forgot how much we put in it.
Right.
We also have a Facebook page. We would love to see you on there, but it is difficult.
It is.
The process to get on there. How would you do that?
You hit like.
Oh, difficult. One more thing. At this point, before we dive into this food, we need to tell you that it's all about
Good times.
good friends.
Really good eats.
We'll see you next week on a brand new Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. Dig in, Miss Farmer.
I want more of this.
I want some more of that pie. We have been catering for a lot of years, and I wanted everything to have a specific taste. Therefore, I had to come up with my own products.
Right.
A dry rub, chow chow, and our barbecue sauce are something that we use in all our catering gigs. I developed this barbecue sauce that is not the really thick, syrupy stuff that you get. This has more of a natural, it's got some pepper and onion flavor in it. You can actually see the particulates in there. You know, a lot of people are asking what we use our dry rub on. Now, obviously, pork and chicken are two of the more common things. Also, we've been using on our corn on the cob with butter.
That is.
I'm telling you, this
That's
stuff
wonderful.
with potatoes is fantastic. So 40 years in the making, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen Dry Rub.